In this tutorial, I'll show you how to draw the flag of the United States of America. In the File menu, select Document Properties, set the width to 600, set the height to 400, click the Grids tab, click the New button, and set Major Grid Line every 20 pixels. And close the dialog box. Scroll and zoom in. Select the Rectangles tool. I'm going to set the stroke to none. You can either shift and click or right click and set stroke. I'm going to set the fill color to a dark red. For more accurate RGB values for the colors, go to Wikipedia. Make sure Snap to Grid is on and drag out a rectangle counting 13 squares down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You can get the dimensions of the flag from this website. Now the ratio of A to B is 1 to 1.9. Now I made A 13 grid squares because there are 13 stripes. To find B, I need to do a little calculation. If I put 13 for the 13 grid squares, 1.9 for the ratio, and I multiply those out, equals that cell times that cell, enter. I need 24.7 grid squares, or approximately 25. Drag to make the rectangle 25 grid squares across. I've already counted ahead and it's 3 grid squares from the edge. In the Edit menu, deselect, change the fill color to white, drag out a rectangle for the first white stripe, drag out rectangles for the other white stripes. When you have drawn the final white stripe, in the Edit menu, deselect, change the fill color to a dark blue, and drag out a rectangle 7 grid squares down. For the number of grid squares across, I'm going to have to do another calculation. The ratio of D to A is 0.76. Putting that onto my spreadsheet, 0.76, and doing the calculation equals that cell times that cell. I get approximately 10 grid squares. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Working on the stars is easier if they're in a separate layer. Click the View Layers button, add a new layer, call the new layer Stars, and lock the original layer. Select the Stars and Polygons tool, select Star, change the number of corners to 5 and the spoke ratio to 0.38. Change the fill color to white, turn Snap to Grid off, starting in the middle of the flag, drag out a star and use the grid lines to make sure the star is level. We need to do another calculation for the size of our star K, which has a ratio of 0.0616 to A. Putting that onto our spreadsheet, 0.0616, and doing the calculation equals that cell times that cell, but I want the answer in pixels, and there are 20 pixels to a grid square, so I multiply by 20 to get 16 pixels. Select the Select tool, lock the ratio of the width to the height, set the width to 16 pixels, and use the up arrow to bring the star into the blue rectangle. Zoom in to the blue rectangle. Use the arrow keys to move the star into the corner. Duplicate the star, notice the shortcut key is Ctrl and D, and use the left arrow key to move the duplicate. Keep duplicating and moving the duplicate until you have 11 stars. Only the positions of the first and last stars are important. Drag to select all 11 stars. Click the Align and Distribute button and click the Distribute Centers Equidistantly Horizontally button. Click away from the stars to deselect. Select the first star, duplicate it, Ctrl and D and press the down arrow. Ctrl and D, down arrow. Duplicate so that you have 5 stars, and put the 5th star down the bottom. Drag to select all 5 end stars and click the Distribute Centers Equidistantly Vertically button. Click away from the stars to deselect. Drag to select all the row except for the first star. Duplicate, Ctrl and D, press the down arrow and get roughly in the right place, then use the Y control to fine-tune the exact position. Repeat to create all the rows. Ctrl and D to duplicate, use the down arrow key to get them roughly in the right position, and use Y to fine-tune their position. When you have duplicated all the rows, select the second star and delete it. Select the 4 below and press the up arrow key. On my system I pressed it 7 times. Repeat the process for every other column. Select the star, delete it, select the 4 below and press the up arrow. When you have moved the last but one column up, close the Align and Distribute panel, select all the stars, edit, cut, select layer 1 and unlock it, edit, paste in place, select the stars layer and delete it. Close the Layers panel, zoom back and scroll. Use Ctrl and A or drag to select all and click the Group button. And there we have the finished flag, which can be scaled, duplicated and moved. That's the end of the tutorial. I'll put the finished file for you to download at my website www.freemovies.co.uk at the graphics channel there. Thanks for watching and goodbye.